Today I'm here to talk about the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 4 Part 2. Resident Evil 4 times 2. Okay. Resident Evil 8 divided by 2. Hey cunts, welcome back to another lightning review. Today we're here to talk about the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil Village. Just came out, I've already finished it. I sat down and absolutely smashed through it in a couple of sittings, and I wanted to get my notes into a video as soon as possible for you guys, so let's get cracking. This game is the absolute perfect continuation from where Resident Evil 7 left off. If I had to explain this game in one way, it would be if Resident Evil 4 and RE7 had a baby together, this would be the result. Now don't let that be a deterrent, because I know a lot of people didn't like the direction RE4 took with the more action-oriented focus. This game definitely isn't that. It's probably a very similar horror focus to RE7, where it's sort of not 100% survival horror, but it's not 100% action focused like RE4 was. So don't let that be a deterrent. A lot of the similarities to RE4 are surface level only. I can't really dive into these similarities without spoiling some of the story, and I promised I wouldn't do that. So basically, if you liked RE4 and RE7 for what they were, you're gonna have a fucking blast with this game. Now, I played this on the PS5, and if I honestly had to suggest a platform, I would say PS5 is the platform to play on. The main reason I say this is the PS5 DualSense controller, which I have just here. This thing is fucking amazing. The adaptive triggers really add a whole nother level to this game. They really give the weapons a whole lot of weight, I feel. Like with the adaptive triggers, when you press L2, depending on the type of weapon you have, like for example, the sniper, if you aim down sights with the sniper, the trigger resists a bit more, whereas with the handgun, it doesn't resist as much. I'll never get sick of the PS5 adaptive triggers. When you pull a trigger on a gun, it sort of clicks. I'll never get sick of that. And much like RE7, this game looks fucking beautiful. No doubt on the new gen consoles like the PS5 and the Xbox Series, and no doubt PC as well. But the RE engine, it is just something else when it comes to visual fidelity. I don't know how they do it, they kick ass though. Amazing looking game. One thing I'm sure people saw a lot of in the promo material is the returning feature from RE4 with the case and the case management inventory style. I absolutely love this. It was one of my favorite things about 4. And much like the whole game itself, the way they do it in Village is very half and half between RE4 and RE7. In saying that though, I feel like in RE4 I was more often in the inventory managing sort of stuff. I wouldn't say that's because it's worse in this game, it's just different. The atmosphere in this game, absolutely top notch as well. They've nailed that. They do hit you with the occasional jump scare here and there, but there's also lots of tension. I don't know how many times I was like crouched down a hallway, just fucking watching corners, not sure if anything was even there. There's a lot of that building the atmosphere, getting you absolutely shitting yourself over what could be nothing. And I guess a big part of that is, unlike some other RE games, this one doesn't blow its load early on and become sort of formulaic. One part I point to in particular is a certain part of the game where you lose all your weapons, and it's sort of a stealth mission, if that makes sense. Sort of in the style of Amnesia and Outlast. Not so much stealth as in you can't fight back. I won't go into too much detail because, again, spoilers, but there's quite a part of the game where you lose your weapons and there's sort of like, yeah, Amnesia, Outlast style, not fighting back. Not everyone's a fan of that style of gameplay, but I think it's a nice change of pace in where it is in the game. I guess that leads into the flow of the gameplay as well, which I think overall is done really well. Like I said, that segment's in a really nice spot of the game where it makes sense, sort of breaks it up a bit. They also handled resources extremely well. There was multiple points throughout the game where I thought I had a lot of resources, a lot of ammo, and I felt untouchable. And then by the end of the next encounter, I'd be running out of bullets and having to knife everything. It's a game that takes you to feeling like you're fucking hot shit, down to having no ammo, running around with your knife, absolutely shitting yourself. One thing I think a lot of people will be relieved to know, and I heard it was a very big complaint with RE7, is Ethan's voice acting. Last time he was a bit of a cardboard cutout of a character, not really much emotion there. This game, he's dialed it up a bit. There's actually some emotion in his voice, and he sort of becomes a relatable character and a proper RE character, which is really nice. Another really cool returning feature is the Merchant. So in this game, he's called the Duke, and he's still got the same gun upgrades, treasure selling, combining treasure, like all that same sort of stuff as RE4. But it's also the gun upgrading from RE4 combined with the gun upgrading from RE7 with the different attachments and stuff. So it's a really cool best of both worlds. It also helps that the Duke is a really cool, quirky, and overall mysterious character. I don't know how many times I've been wandering around creepy hallways and shit, turn the corner and there's the Duke and you're like, hey. The last aspect I really want to touch on is the story. This is absolutely everything I wanted it to be. I promise no spoilers, so I won't dig too deep into it, but as a continuation from RE7 and another installment in the mainline series, yeah, I honestly was not disappointed. This story kept me hooked the whole way through, start to finish. I just couldn't wait to see where Ethan ended up. If you're a massive Resident Evil fan and you've been following the series for a long time, this title is definitely for you. It's a bit of a, I want to say love letter. I've already seen some RE fans that are not a big fan of this, but if you didn't like RE7 and RE4, you're obviously not going to like it. I don't know what you're expecting, but here you are if you're watching this. The reason I say it's for diehard fans is it sort of ties in and adds some closure for RE7. Not even questions that may have been on the forefront of your mind, but some closure for the overall themes of RE7, and also tying in the Ethan Winters arc into the main line of the games. So it was really nice to see how all that sort of fits together, and there's some interesting little tidbits there. One thing I'll say, read as much of the notes as you can, because there's some cool stuff sprinkled in there. I'll be honest, I'm kind of disappointed that I finished the game this quickly, because I now know that I'll probably be waiting another 4 years at least for another mainline RE title. Hopefully there's some more remakes and shit coming, but give me fucking RE9. I can't wait. You may have noticed I've deviated from my usual formula in these lightning reviews of doing the pros, cons, and back and forth. And that's just honestly because I didn't have any gripes with this game. Not one thing to say negatively about this game in my notes. Anyway, I think I've gushed on about this game long enough. Let's get onto the rating. I think overall I want to give this game a 9.5 out of 10 antique coins. As I said, this game is everything I want it to be, and I could not fault it in one single aspect. Honestly. Please let me know your thoughts on this review down below. I don't really have anyone in my Discord that follow the RE story just quite like I do. So if anyone wants to have a bit of a discussion about this game's ending, if you've played it, or just overall RE, jump into the comments or jump into my Discord, which will be linked below, for a bit of an in-depth Resident Evil chat, because I need to fucking talk about this game with someone who understands. Please help me. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be kept up to date when I'm releasing new stuff. I'm sort of getting back into the swing of doing videos more often. Once again, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. And yeah, catch you in the next one, you absolutely beautiful cunts. Cheers.